Hey guys, Jeremiah with Steps Pressure Washing and More. I want to talk to you about a question that I get asked all the time in the spring. It is just without fail. I'll have 5-10 guys come up to me. They say, hey, I want to start in this business too, but all I have is my 2.5 sitting in my garage, and I really don't have a big budget to buy equipment. Whereas I don't advocate using homeowner equipment and then calling yourself a professional. I know a lot of these guys are going to do it anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and give you guys some tips and tricks today on how to do this safely with a lot of equipment that I use that you can also use on a 2 to 3 gallon per minute machine. If you liked this video or found it informative at all, make sure to give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more content like this. Also, if you guys have any questions or you'd like me to do a video on any other topic, just leave it in the comments below and I'd be happy to help. Okay, so first and foremost, you don't want to use any type of high pressure on home siding. And I know a lot of beginners don't think about this and they want to do it as cheaply as possible. If you're using a 2 to 3 gallon per minute machine, you can still do the soft wash method exactly the way that I do it. You're just going to need a 1.8 orifice on your injector. I currently use a 2.1 and that's what's recommended for my pump size. If you want to use a 2 to 3 gallon per minute machine, there is a 1.8 injector that you can use on that, which I could use as well. I would just have a higher draw rate than you would have. Also, I'm leaving links in the description for everything I'm talking about today down below so that you can easily find it and get your start because the pollen's already here. It's time to go. So with that downstream injector, you're able to use the sodium hypochlorite that I use and you're able to run it through after the pump. Make sure you test your draw ratio with a bucket test and you know what you're putting on the customer's house before you start. So definitely make sure you're doing a lot of practice before you ever do your first job. Next thing you're going to want, number 2, is going to be that JROD. And that JROD has 4 nozzles on it. It has 2 high pressure nozzles, 2 low pressure nozzles. And one of those sets is a fan, one of those sets is a stream, so that you can do high and low rinsing and high and low washing. So definitely going to want to make sure you pick up one of those. Your pressure washer probably came with some nozzles as well. And those are going to be a little bit easier to lose and a little bit harder to use. And I definitely would recommend spending the $38 on getting a JROD. That way you're able to look a little bit more professional and you're able to do it a little bit faster. All right, number 3, you're going to need a way to get customers. So this one is probably one of the most important of all of this because if you don't have customers, all you have is some pretty expensive toys for your hobby. So I would say go on to Using Marketing. I'm going to put a link down below. They currently have a startup bundle and that comes with 1,000 business cards, comes with 5 embroidered shirts, 1,000 door hangers, and 2 car magnets so that you can show up to the job branded and have yourself some customers along the way. I would also recommend picking up about 100 yard signs just to get started. That way you can get your name and number out there as fast as possible. And again, with yard signs, just pressure washing phone number. That's all you need to get started. And I'm going to put a link for them down below as well because I think, man, $350 for a startup bundle like that, that's a steal. All right, number 4, because you're not able to reach up high like I am, you're going to need a telescoping pole. So if you're going to be doing 2.5 story houses, you're not going to be able to reach it from the ground with a 2 to 3 gallon per minute machine. So I'm going to say go ahead and get yourself a telescoping pole so you can stay off the ladder as much as possible. I never recommend using ladders and pressure washers together unless you have the correct safety equipment. Again, this is for soft washing, not high pressure. So make sure that you're only using this pole to apply your chemical to your gutters, soffits, and siding that is up high. All right, finally, number 5 is a surface cleaner. The one I have in the description below is a 14-inch surface cleaner, and it is actually not recommended for such a small pump, but all the ones I was finding for 2 to 3 gallon per minute machines really don't even look like they're worth the investment. So I would recommend using this one. It's going to go a little slower and doing your research to make sure that you're finding the right surface cleaner for your pump. The general rule is to use 4 inches of surface cleaner per 1 gallon per minute flow rate. So if you have a 3 gallon per minute machine, you're going to need about a 12-inch surface cleaner. Now, you can probably get away with a 14-inch surface cleaner, which is what I have down below. And I highly advise you to check that out because it makes doing any type of driveway or concrete so significantly faster. If you're also just getting started with this, I recommend to check out some of my startup playlist, as well as going on to pressurewashingresource.com and do a search for anything you need, because everything's already been asked and everything's already been answered. So if you have a question about anything, they've got it on there, or drop a question down in the comments below. I'd be more than happy to help. And so that's my 5 things I would say you would want to have if you're going to start up a pressure washing business on a shoestring budget, and you already have a pressure washer and you don't want to upgrade your pressure washer. So definitely upgrade as fast as you can, but first and foremost, be safe. Learn about the chemicals, learn about the process, watch tons of videos. I have a playlist on my channel for equipment as well as startup advice for any new companies. I highly advise to watch some of those. And if you don't want to watch those, cool. There's lots of information out there. So just make sure you're out there doing it safely. And I'll see y'all next time.